Camera Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Come Rant. As always, I'm your wonderful host, Mr. Rant, and we have a jam-packed episode thanks to some recent leaks that are going to be really interesting to get into. Whether or not they're going to be true, a little bit different, which we might be a little bit different because of what we've seen with Captain America's concept art. But yeah, we'll get some leaks, we'll get some good news, we'll get some sad news. And we're going to be diving into Invincible. And I'd also like to say a big shout out to the Galactic Core podcast for coming past on YouTube so early. I'm glad to see you, my friend. And I can't wait to see your ass on the podcast, which we're going to be talking about Daredevil Born Again. And as I'm recording this, Daredevil Born Again will be coming streaming this week on March the 4th. Everywhere else, here in Australia, March the 5th. So cannot wait, and we've got some Daredevil Born Again news as well. That's coming. That will be coming for season 2, which I'll get into as well. And I'd also like to say a big shout out to Luke TGO for coming past as well. So thanks, man. I appreciate it, both of you guys. Watching you on my nice new Mac. All right, that's good. That's good to hear, man. It's high definition, so you can see everything. Which is not a really good thing, but I'm glad to hear. But no, ladies and gentlemen, ranters and rantettes, unfortunately, to start this episode, I have some sad news, which is never how I like to start these episodes. But in the past week, we've lost two film icons. We've lost Gene Hackman, which Unforgiven, Lex Luthor, a whole plethora of filmography. Our thoughts and prayers go out to his family, his wife, and his dog that all passed away that night, which is very, very sad. And to even keep on that sad, we also lost Michelle. She also passed away at the age of 39. You would have known her from Eurotrip and Gossip Girl as well. So that, it was a bit interesting this week seeing, waking up in the space of 24 hours, seeing two icons in their own respective rights pass away, which is very sad. I think last year. The year before that. I think it was in January, where it was like we lost like 3 or 4 people in the space of like a week, which was just insane. And no, I'm not talking about Harambe, but no, like we felt like a week there. We lost people were dropping like flies for there. So seeing that these two news, it's never a good thing to see. It's very sad, and all our thoughts go out to their friends and families that are affected at this. And being 39, being a very young age, like I'm only 32, like shit. But no, I wanted to mention that very first before we dive into this episode. It's very sad, and as Luke said, you have not seen. You've not seen Emily Lines. Oh, yeah. I recommend. I've seen this. The only action movie Owen Wilson has ever been in is called Behind Enemy Lines. Behind Very Lines, and that's a great movie, and that's with Owen Wilson and Gene Hackman. So definitely go check that out. He's been retired for a very long time. Not everyone keeps on going to the very end, like a Harrison Ford at this stage. But no, it's very sad to see. And 37, very young at 39, and big, all our thoughts go out to them. But let's move on to something a little bit more uplifting, and start this episode a little bit more. In this past week, we got our very first trailer for Star Wars Andor Season 2 that's coming on April 22nd, which the trailer was jam-packed. We're seeing all the main characters return. We're seeing director-critic come into this, leading up to Rogue One. We saw K2S2 also in there as well. So I really can't wait to see what this is going to bring. So excited. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Luke on YouTube, Jack Nicholson was seen signing autographs recently at the age of 87. Yeah, Jack Nicholson is one of those people who keep going, and also probably won't be signing any Heath Ledger Joker ones if you've ever seen that photo. He's ready to kill someone and get rid of that pencil. But yeah, and I'd like to go podcast. Why was the music for the Andor trailer so arseless? Oh, sorry. Sorry, I swear what the trailer music wasn't that bad. I thought it got me hyped. Like I was excited for it. You know, I always felt like I saw the poster for Andor. I've been hyped for it. I've just been completely forgot that we haven't actually got a trailer for it at all, and we finally got it, and it looks good. Like it looks good. The interesting thing about this, when the original season came out, it was week by week by week by week by week every single week. So slow burn for sure. But this one, we're getting this in like 4 to 5 weeks. We're getting like 3 episodes every single week. We do know they're doing time jumps, so it's possible the fact that we're having 3 episodes at one time frame, 3 more episodes for another time frame, and another 3 episodes for another time frame. But the thing is that Andor season 2 is going to, in the same amount of episodes, is being completely reduced down to only about 4 to 5 weeks. The Galacticore podcast. The rock music should not have used to hype up Star Wars stuff. I have spoken. What do you mean? I was humped by that. I thought it was, it was a good theme. Rebellion. You can't tell me like it doesn't matter if the music was asked. I know you're excited. I know you're excited for it. I know you can't wait to see it. Luke, I want to see Black Sabbath in the Mando group. Generals gathered in their masses. I don't know if that's the right one, but yeah. Andor season 2. So just remember, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, ranters and rantettes, that there will only be season 2 of Andor, and that's it, because that is going to lead straight on to Rogue One. So this is the only season that we are going to be getting. That's it. Season 1, season 2. But I do like that it's going to be more condensed. Like, yes, it's going to be a bigger binge when it comes out. Like, that's going to be like 3 hours and 2 hours to watch the episodes. But I'm all for it. I'm all for it. It's just, yeah, that's why I've been happy about Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. That every time, like, yes, we've been wanting week, at least be getting 2 episodes. So I'm like, yes. No, it would, and you're right, Luke. It would fit. Black Sabbath nearly fits well with anything, and it would fit very well with Mando and the Grogu trailer. But yes, April 22nd. So in April, we are getting both The Last of Us Season 2 and Andor Season 2 as well. So get ready for that. So it's so exciting. Yeah. The big thing and issue with Star Wars at the moment is they're basically just throwing everything at the wall. Just throwing at anything. Well, it's like, we're going to be making this movie. We're going to be making this movie. We're going to be doing this. We're doing that. We're doing this. But we actually aren't doing it all. It's all currently in concept. We're actually not going to be doing this. That's not happening. But yeah, we're just going to throw things at the wall and see what you like. That's really, at the moment with Star Wars, which I know a lot of Star Wars fans, including myself, are a little bit frustrated. But we have some sort of clear direction what's going to happen with after the Mando and Grogu movie is Sean Levy's standalone Star Wars film starring Ryan Gosling is apparently the next film that's going to be going in production after. Luke, I didn't like Acolyte, really enjoyed Skeleton Crew. Not many people liked Acolyte. I liked Acolyte because of the action, but there's a whole bunch of Acolyte that was like, this is boring as batshit, or the Power of One, the witches and all that. Yeah, so there's no surprise that that's not getting a season 2, which is also the same with darn shame because of what that would have led to. So it's annoying. But Skeleton Crew was gold. I love Skeleton Crew, and I can't wait to see how that's all going to be weaved in. But yes, Sean Levy's, and for anyone who doesn't know Sean Levy, he's directed Deadpool 3. He also directed Free Guy, one of the 9 museums, I'm pretty sure. So he will be directing the next Star Wars film, because right at the moment there was Rogue Squadron. There's the Rey movie. Shit, it was the Ryan Johnson another trilogy or something that was meant to be happening as well. So Yeah, it's just maybe. Oh yeah, and also the other Star Wars film that was going to be like the Old Order. Like there's so much on the table right now, and Star Wars is kind of like in this real flux of will they or won't they for the next movie they're going to pick of what's on the floor. Galactica podcast. Oh, you're a Star Wars fan? Tell me your favorite Clone Wars and Rebel episodes. Clone Wars, my favorite episode is episode 1 because that's where it all starts. Rebels is episode 1 because it's a great sequel to Clone Wars. Like that's the first three. That's the episodes I think are the best, my friend. That's and also the last episode of Clone Wars as well because that just leads straight into episode 3. Yeah, that's my favorite episodes. Yeah, it's I don't know what other questions you like. Also, Luke, all the Mole and Twin Sons, Motorcycle, Siege of Mandalore. Yeah, Siege of Mandalore. That was really good. Siege of Mandalore was really good in the Clone Wars. No need to fact check me on that one at all. But yes, this is the next Star Wars film. That's going to be going in production. It's going to be interesting how it's going to work. It's also going to be weird seeing Ryan Gosling being Star Wars, but I want for. So next year will be Grogu and the Mandalorian, and should be Ahsoka season 2 at some point. Hopefully, maybe before or after, but we do know it's coming. We might get a little bit more. We will get more details. So we will get more details at Star Wars Celebration this year. Also, Luke and Jedi Knight episodes of Rebels. See, there you go. See, told you that's good shit right there. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they're going to have. There's also another Star Wars film that Kevin Feige apparently was going to be working on. That's apparently dead in the water. There was also a whole thing with Kathleen Kennedy that she was going to be stepping down and retiring, but unfortunately that's not true. She's staying on. So I was like, yeah, I guess you're not going yet. Woo. But this next Star Wars film will still be another about 3 to 4 years away before we ever see that light of day, which is interesting. But moving over to the other side of the fence in Marvel is that, so Marvel made this little thing called Marvel Presentation, which they've really only doing two. One was the Wolf of Night, and one other one. And wow, I'm really checking. I can't remember what the other one was. But Marvel Spotlight or Marvel Presentation is currently going to be working on a Punisher one to bridge the gap between, well, not bridge the gap, but it's going to be coming out between season 1 and season 2 of Daredevil. So and John Smith is also going to be writing it as well. So I'm very curious to see what this is going to look like. As long as we still get the MA rating, what is his own story going to be told? What's going to be the warrant to see this? So I'm really cool to see what it's going to look like. But we are going to get a special episode, if you will, presentation on the Punisher Show, which I am all for. Luke, I read the plot of Cat 4. Wait until it's out on Disney. At this rate, I would say end of March, end of this month, May, it will be coming on there, roughly about there. So you can watch Captain America and lead straight into Andor. Only subbing for a month for Andor. Yeah, I'm very much like that with Binge. We've got a streaming platform over here called Binge, which literally no one uses except for the fact that the Penguin's on it, the Creature Commandos is on it. And I totally forgot that's the platform that The Last of Us was on as well. So I'm like, yay, I'm going to go get the platform and pay for a month just for this show. I'm like, why can't, I know everyone's like, oh, Disney's a superpower and all this, and, take everything. I'm like, I wish Disney owned all the streaming platforms. I don't care if I had to pay more. The fact I only had one app, and a good app too, where I could just stream everything without having to go and pay again or go to another one. God damn. Also, speaking of Daredevil Born Again, is Daredevil Born Again Season 2 has officially started shooting. And a brand new cast member for this is Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Matthew Lyon has joined the cast of Season 2. His role has not been disclosed on what he will be going, but he will be joining the cast. I'm very curious to see who he's going to play, but at the same time, like, how is Daredevil Born Again Season 1 going to end? I think a lot of people are also going to remember is that initially Daredevil Born Again was going to be 18 episodes long. So we were going to get a long haul of like 18 weeks, what we believed, to be Daredevil Born Again. Before they went through the massive reshuffle and split up to season 1 and season 2. So that's how it was going to work. So that's why season 2 of Daredevil Born Again is shooting so quickly, because that was always the original plan moving forward. So how it's going to look like, I'm so up for. I can't believe it's going to be this week. I can't believe we're getting 2 episodes for the season premiere. So excited right now. Daredevil Born Again, Invincible. God damn, it's good time to be a superhero fan right now, and it feels good. And I, especially the fact that we did our review of Your Friendly Spider-Man TV show last week. So far, Marvel is win for win on the animation side of the fence between Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man and X-Men '97. Not so much What If. Unfortunately, What If is a little bit more decisive, but so far good. Switching to gaming news. Unfortunately, the brand new Fable game, which will be a return to the iconic franchise, which was meant to come out this year, has been delayed to 2026. Microsoft has announced that it has been delayed an entire year. I slightly forgot this game was coming out. I remember seeing it being announced. I was like, cool. And now when I saw it delayed, I completely forgot about this altogether. Luke, guess I'll binge Daredevil in between Andor. Do it, man. Do it. Because Daredevil Born Again is 9 episodes long. So you are going to get and it's an MAR rating. So that's going to be brutal and it's going to be good. So pumped for that. In fact, it's not like Disney Eyes. It's going to be very similar to the Netflix TV show. But yeah, Fable's been delayed. For all Fable fans, I'm really sorry to announce that. But yes, that's been delayed. Curious again how it's going to work out. But still, speaking of WB, going into gaming is a little bit mixed. Sorry. James Gunn has announced. Going gaming something else. James Gunn's announced that Teen Titans movie is currently in early production under the same writer who did Supergirl the movie. So very early stages, but it looks to be about a handful of projects that's currently working in James Gunn's favor in his new James Gunn era, which kicks off in July with its first live action movie with Superman, but it's already kicked off with the Creature Commandos. So next to the Teen Titans, this is meant to be a live action movie. So if it's in early production right now, I predict it'll probably be still about 2 or 3 years away. But then we've got this, we've got the Clayface, we've got the Lanterns. There's a lot kicking around under the James Gunn era. And the Galactic Core podcast. Just stop by for a quick visit. Time to sleep for me, bro. See you next week for Daredevil. As always, keep ranting. Thank you, sir. Get some sleep, and I'll see you really soon. But yeah, James Gunn has confirmed that Teen Titans movie is currently in the works. Hopefully, it'll be like the good old TV show, the animated TV show. Not so much the live action one. That was a bit iffy on that. We also got our first look of our Green Lanterns, the brand new HBO Max TV show Lanterns. We get the first look, which is really just them walking down the street, but we can see it close. They're both wearing their Green Lantern rings. This will be premiering next year on HBO Max. So again, it's going to be binge for me. Yay. Another show that's on binge. I'm like, why can't HBO Max just be global? Like, God, I'll just pay for the app because it's going to have all the DC stuff on it anyway. But we get first look of the Lanterns. So that will be coming out next year. TV show. So hopefully the value for that will be HBO Max money. But I'm looking forward to that because we're getting those 2 Green Lanterns. And then we've got another Green Lantern in Superman, in the upcoming Superman movie. So to be a Green Lantern fan, there's a lot of Green Lanterns coming up. Now, this is the other gaming news, which is kind of sad, is that WB Video Games has shut down 3 of its studios. Malayas Productions, Player Player First Gaming, sorry, and WB San Diego. And one of those studios was the studio that was working on the Wonder Woman game, which we spoke about the other week, saying the fact it was now going through a complete rehaul, but now the game has officially been dropped and we're no longer moving forward. Now, the gaming industry is currently right now in a weird flux. Studios are getting bought up, studios are merging, and studios are going under. It seems like COVID, amongst everything, the rise strike, the rising costs have done a lot of damage to the gaming industry, especially the fact that already beforehand, we could see that publishers and studios were taking less risks on new IPs, and they were just rebooting or rehashing into the same franchise again and again. Um, people do compare it to Call of Duty, but Call of Duty is its own separate thing of what it does technically. You're going to always get a new COD in that sense, but it's just sad to see that these studios go. And last week we also heard that with the Marvel rivals, how the entire staff and director got let go. It's just sad to see that this happens. You work so hard. For how long this Wonder Woman game's been announced, like I think 3 or 2 years now, and even longer. And then, nah, don't want it. We'll cancel it. Something's gone wrong. But it's just a shame to see all your hard work just dissipate like that. Wonder how much the WX are being paid. Yeah, Luke. Yeah. I know they've cancelled all these studios, but those WV's execs are like, money, 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 money. That's pretty much what they're going to be getting right now. Well, yeah, they should get a pay cut to save the studio. They should, but it depends. Like, if you were doing bad or you merge with somebody else, understandable. But not in this sense. It's very weird. Well, not very weird, but like it's just not good to see because all those people's jobs are up in the air, and even more jobs as my rivals. So these three studios have been closed, and all the games that they're currently working on have been cancelled. So unfortunately, Wonder Woman fans, that Wonder Woman game is never seen the light of day. Again, the fact that similar how there was meant to be like a Superman game in the works, there was meant to be Flash game in the works. There was also meant to be a Damian Wayne game or Batman Beyond game as well as apparently in the works. So it just seems like they just seem to can't, like, wow, we did so well with Batman Arkham, and we just can't strike the fire again, especially after Batman Suicide Squad Kills at Justice League did so poorly. It's just lost faith in everything, especially because it was after Rocksteady. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good. And also, for another thing that's not looking good is Skype. Skype from 2003 to this year will now officially be closing down and merging with Microsoft Teams, which it's a darn shame because I remember when Skype started. This is how you talk to people. This was a juiced up MSN that you could speak to people. And there was even podcasters that were still using this to record their episodes. So, it's just end of an era with. Sorry. Sorry. It's just an end of an era with it. It's a darn shame because I remember, you'd use it all the time to talk to people, and then now it's gone. Yeah, so end of an era. Lasted this long. You need some hot lemon. Yeah, I don't know what I don't know what's got through into my throat for this episode. Jeez. But yeah, just seeing the end of going along the original group chat, between this and MSN, like goddamn, that's all gone now. It's Microsoft Teams and Discord now. And I'm just showing my age, so I'm gonna move on before I show how much older I am. But yeah, goodbye Skype. You served well. You did a great job. Now, let's talk about something that's really exciting and very possible. What could be going on is that the Avengers Doomsday. Sorry. the Avengers Doomsday concept art has leaked online, and we've got some few photos that we really need to dive into. And what I mentioned before is that we got some concept art. Again, we get concept art for every single film. Now there was some concept art for Captain America 4, which some worked out to what it looked like, some didn't. So they got to remember with the concept art is that it's not going to be exactly like this. Some might, some won't be. Things can change. So again, it's just a concept at this stage, but usually there's truth behind it to a degree. And we get a look at Doomsday. So if you're watching this episode, we got the photo up right now. Like that, Doomsday looks great, very comic book accurate, which is a good sign. So that's really faithful. But there's another photo where we get more characters. Like there's one photo of it looks like Otherworld with She-Hulk and Scar on it, which looks really good. It looks like there's like more Hulks in the background, which is interesting. So seeing She-Hulk come back. I know a lot of people don't like She-Hulk, but I think she needs to come back. I think they all need to come back into this. I 100% think they need to. So they're more interconnected. And then there's also another photo where Doomsday, White Doomsday, which is basically Doomsday where he's basically a god. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's a comic book that always floats around where you see Doomsday White go after Thanos, Thanos is like taunting him, and literally Doomsday goes in, grabs his skeleton, rips it from his body. And it's a very badass scene. We're seeing this is the Doom we're getting. We're seeing Sue Storm in this. There's Doctor Strange in this. So it very much looks like possibly that with Doomsday, instead of it could be the fact that maybe our Marvel heroes go to this multiverse where Doomsday rules and with an iron fist, and we see these characters in different variants and different stages, and that will lead more into about Doctor Doom, and then obviously lead more into the comics with Secret Wars. We also get a photo of Star-Lord back and chilling with White Vision, which we have not seen since WandaVision. Very, very long time. Actually, no, sorry. We haven't seen live action. We haven't seen White Vision, but we have seen him in What If Season 3. There's also another photo where we've got Miss Marvel, we've got Wong, we've got Star-Lord, we've got Kate Bishop. We've got all the young Avengers in this. And that's why I'm saying, looking at the fact that maybe they get sent to this world and they're going to figure it out. And it's just a whole mess. And it's exciting because we see these characters, together. Like, yes, some are variants, but we're getting Doctor Doom. It's Robert Downey Jr. Like, it's really good time to get excited. But if this is any inclination of what's going to be happening, it's just exciting times for Doomsday and what's going to look like. The Russo brothers are going to cook with this and going into Secret Wars. Oh, I'm excited. But just seeing like that we might get Doomsday instead of being us, we might get a whole world of where Doctor Doom rules and see all these characters and what different can happen. Like, just all for that. So all for that, what's going to look like. And I'm so excited. I'm really excited what this is going to look like. And this leak stuff, I'm like, whoever leaked it, Marvel's going to kill you. But at the same time, it's only concept art. Sorry. It's only concept art. So it could change. It will change. Sorry, it will change on what it's going to look like. But seeing these characters, but again, no Shang-Chi. No Shang-Chi in these. So that's really annoying. But yeah, the Avengers, this got me more hyped. I'm so ready for Doomsday. Just to get this bit, like, we have Thunderbolts, we have Fantastic Four, and then we got, like, that's it. Doomsday's next. And the next thing we'll probably see Doctor Doom in is going to be a Fantastic Four. So it's a great time to be a superhero. But speaking of superheroes, let's get into what we're going to be reviewing for this episode is Invincible Season 3, Episode 6, which has one of the best title cards, which I love about this show, and why you need to get on this show right now. Like, this is So good. And I know a lot of people are like, yeah, animation's it's really awful. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, look, animation may not be too great, but the show overall, fantastic. And what it's leading to in the advance, oh yeah, what's coming is intense. And this is basically when I try to describe it to people who really don't know. It's basically the boys, but animated almost because of how the pure brutality of this show. So for this particular episode, it kicks back up, and we introduce to a brand new villain called Paraplex, played by Jesse from Breaking Bad. Sorry, from Breaking Bad. And why I love about the title card for this was he gets in his suit and he's like trying to talk about. He's like, Invincible needs to pay for his crimes. Invincible needs to do this, but they just keep every time he says it, they keep bringing the title card. There's about 3 or 4. That was really good. So we're introduced to Powerplex, who very similar to the situation with Ben Affleck's Batman. He sees all the destruction that Invincible does when he had this fight with his dad in Chicago. He unfortunately loses his sister and his granddaughter in that battle, and basically he tries going to court. He tries doing appeals to try and take down Invincible to pay for his crimes. Like, why isn't he being accountable for this? Sorry. Why is not being accountable for this? What's going on? And he's also working for the government. So he also had these very small powers. They already had electricity, but thanks to these shock absorbers, he actually becomes more powerful because every time he gets hit, it absorbs it and turns it into energy that he can use. So that's how he gets stronger. So it's again, it's a very interesting concept of when a hero, has to pay for the crimes for what they've done. Very similar to Zemo, Captain America 3, as well. You have to. Why do these heroes get to be off? Why they go do that, and they aren't cannibal. They're not doing this. And what can we do? We've lost so much. And the hard thing is, for Invincible, at the same, Invincible just wants to protect his planet. He just wants to protect his city, but and the fact that he was also the victim of that fight against his dad as well. So it's not like he was trying to have the fight. He didn't want to have the fight at all, and he's just stuck to it because of what his dad was doing. And this episode does a great job of showing us the landmark, the memorial for all the lives that are lost, and you see that Mark does have to deal that front on how he's feeling. Sorry. God, I really don't know what's got my voice at all. You see that he has to deal with that. You see that he's reeling it in, and Eve's there as well to help him and the family. Because I love that way. We're taking the car. The dad says the guy says, "Oh, we're taking the car." He's like, "Actually, no, we're gonna fly." And he's like, "Oh my god." I love that scene. Trust me, if you see it, you know what I mean. But oh yeah, we're also gonna be diving into spoilers. So spoilers. So that's the part of the show I really do like is that you really do feel for Mark in all of this. He's a hero. You feel bad. He's just trying to protect, but events keep happening. These villains keep attacking because, of course, we need these to happen. So it keeps the show interesting. But he's really feeling the remorse. He just wants to do the right thing and have control. With Eve and with Oliver and with his mum. But these things keep happening. And Paraplex is completely on the rampage to try and get him to pay attention to him, which it takes a little bit for him to actually Invincible to go and attack him because I think Paraplex is nuts, which he kind of is. We get the Shapesmith versus him, which he beats pretty easily. I always like the Shapesmith. But yeah, we do see him in the fact that he eventually does fight him. But what he does, Paraflex does in a weird way, he uses his wife and his child to lure bait as bait to try and get him Invincible to come and fight him finally, which they duke it out. But then Paraplex does this massive move and try and fry Invincible's brain, which in the end kills his wife and his child. And it's a really surreal scene. Like I was just watching, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like he's fried him, he's cooked him. And in the end, he still blames Invincible for it. It's like, it's your fault. And Invincible's like, what? I'm like, you're the one who fried your own family, not me. And he's still on hell bent on it. And Invincible just is struggling. Mark's is struggling the fact that, he didn't do anything wrong in that. Both of them, he didn't do anything wrong. And he's still being attacked because this guy's family, who eventually Invincible does beat Paraplex, and he does go into prison. But we do have a scene where he does say, "I'm still after you." During that going on, we do have Ray and Rex. Ray's looking to leave. She wants to leave with Rex, but Rex doesn't want to go because it's always been his life. And, being a superhero. And they share a really good moment together. But whether or not he's actually going to leave he's probably not going to, but Ray is. Because she does make a good point. She's like, don't you get sick of that? You're nearly going to get killed all the time. And the fact that I was eaten by a monster and nearly died and took all this time to recuperate. Like, I want to have a normal life. And Rex makes a good point, saying, "No, this has always been my life. I don't know anything else. There's no life to go back to because he was taken by a kid. So this is always me," which is sad that that's his life, and he's kind of like his family's getting smaller and smaller and smaller with everything that's happened. And during that, we also with Rudy and Monster Girl. Rudy makes a belt for Monster Girl, so it's the fact that every time she transforms, she doesn't age back down. Hopefully that does work and that doesn't backfire. Because as soon as I saw it, I was a bit like, just don't backfire for her. Just because you feel for her, just don't backfire, and it works. That's a really nice scene between the two, and that was nice and humbling to see. But at the same time, it's like, God, hopefully it just stays like that way. But no, this episode was filled with action. It was sad. It was gut wrenching. It was holy shit, what the F. And then right at the end, we get Angstrom back with the multiple Invincible variances to get ready for the Invincible War that's coming. And I do know that some people were mentioning like, oh, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 8 in that scene, but in the comics, there was actually 12 or 15. I'm like, there's probably more coming. Probably the next episode there'll be more, but that's the only ones they show right now. So relax, there will be more. Because we're going to be in this 2 more episodes, and we get the Invincible War, and then Conquest is coming, which is going to be utterly insane. And it's still, again, gut-wrenching. And this episode, this show, just the writing, the sadness, the show is just so good. I'm so glad the fact that we're getting a season year by year by year. It just sucks the fact that we've only got 2 episodes left, and we're going to go for another 12 months waiting for it again. Which is again, next year we will be getting Invincible season 5, and we'll be getting The Boys season 5 to end The Boys. Oh, which is gut wrenching. But I would love to know, what do you think of this episode? Is the animation really putting you off? Are you enjoying it? Do you think there needs to be more action? I'd love to know your feedback. We're definitely happy to rant about it. Also, this week I got to go to a premiere for I'm Still Here, which we're going to do a review for, so stay tuned for that. And also, as mentioned, I go to do guest spot on Film versus Film podcast, so please go check him out as well. But yeah, definitely let me know what you think about Invincible. I'm loving it. What do you think about the concept comes out for Avengers Doomsday? That's exciting. So and let's chat about it. But as always, until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time.